All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that I'm most proud of every year when we do this. Also, this year we are I have Sergeant Isaiah Johnson from the United States Marine Corps in the cage with me. He's directing our Army versus Marines fight in Los Angeles, California this summer. We will also be in Pittsburgh, PA, October 4th, and we will be next to Fort Lewis, Washington at the Comcast Arena in November. So as we take this nationwide, your support is so much appreciated. The first person I want to honor tonight is a member of the United States Army. He has served tours overseas for us in Iraq, and right now he's got a 14-month-old baby boy that's battling brain cancer. So please welcome to the cage, representing the United States Army, give it up for our specialist, Marcus Kavanaugh. Let's give him a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, this next honoree has become a very personal and close friend of mine. He has served multiple tours overseas, and he too has been to the gates of hell and back for our freedom. But what he decided to do with his time is he spends his days in his career helping other soldiers adapt to the life here, city life, and beyond. Whatever they need, whatever struggle they're going through. If they need groceries, he's en route. He's helping them out. So please welcome to the cage, representing the United States Marine Corps, Staff Sergeant Dean Sanchez.
You have the gel?
Ladies and gentlemen, this next gentleman is joining me right here. On Thanksgiving Day in 2010, he paid the price of our freedom, losing both of his legs. And now he has become such a role model and inspiration. Once I've met him, so many people tell me what an animal this guy is. He does CrossFit athlete. He does so many things. He doesn't have a disability. He'll work any of our asses in the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the United States Marine Corps, give it up for Sergeant Gabriel Martinez. Ladies and gentlemen, this next one's very difficult. We had planned on, and we're still going to, because he's here tonight, he's watching us.
We're here once again accepting honor for Corporal Sean Terry, United States Marine Corps, who tragically passed away last Saturday and left behind a beautiful wife and 3 little girls. So let's let Sean hear now that we're here.
This one is also very important to me. He's a childhood friend. We grew up together in Denver, and he signed up for the Marine Corps, and he went on and he served a couple tours, and he too has paid the consequence of our freedom. Please welcome to the cage, representing the United States Marine Corps. Give it up for Sergeant Brandon Carrillo. Last year when I was in the event, I get sometimes caught up in the moment, and I was just right over here, this area right here, and a gentleman grabs me by the shoulder and says, "Excuse me, do you have any ringside seats available?" And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're sold out." I turned away, looked over to the back of my shoulder, and I saw a man who had quickly come to inspire me every day of my life and teach me that can't or will not is not an option. Please welcome to the cage at this time, from the United States Army, Sergeant Cody McClung. So in talking to Cody, he's also very active in helping a lot of other people. He did the Tough Mudder last year, and he made a lot of people look bad. Completed it. This year, when we were looking for our warriors to honor, he highly recommended this next gentleman who also served in the United States Army. Give it up for Sergeant Keith Deutsch. One last gentleman who we didn't plan on honoring tonight, and again, I met him out in the crowd. He approached me at the window and said, "This is awesome, absolutely love it. I too was a wounded soldier, and I think this is absolutely amazing what you do." So I bring him down here cage side. He represents the United States Army. Please welcome to the cage, Brian Shinton. Before the fights tonight, Sergeant Martinez came back, Sergeant Cody McStrong came back, and Staff Sergeant Dean Sanchez came back, and we talked to the fighters. And we called them out there, and I said, "Do you need to be inspired tonight? Do you need motivation? Take a look at these men right here. These men right here. These men and the women that follow them, the families oftentimes make huge sacrifices as well as the soldiers. So, you know, the big thing that we came up with when we were doing this 5 years ago is there's so many great organizations out there. There's the Wounded Warrior Project. There's, you know, Freedom Rally 9/11 group. Danny Dietz's mother runs that. Danny Dietz, United States Navy SEAL, was one of the first honorees that we ever honored. But what we're finding is so many times it's so hard to get help when there's thousands coming home at a time. Sometimes we're getting lost in the number. And I always tell people, and I'm sure you've seen the post anywhere, if you want to see the hero, a real hero, you don't look at the back of a jersey, you look at a chest of a veteran. As I look around here today, I'm completely overwhelmed. I can't believe how many people come out and support, and this is how it should be for our heroes. So on the count of 3, let's chant USA. Let's blow the roof off this mother for Sean. And also in this corner right back here, you'll notice it says Libby's Corner right behind Sergeant McStrong. Libby was a passionate woman. I called her an angel. She dedicated her time to sending care packages to our soldiers overseas. She planned on being here tonight, and she brings some awesome memorabilia. Unfortunately, she passed away last month as well. And I wanted her to be honored tonight, so let's let Libby hear it as well. All right, guys, on 3, we're going to chant USA for about 10 seconds and show everybody why we live in the best damn place there possibly is. 1, 2, 3, USA! 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 All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. So remember, buy a raffle ticket, donate, come up and shake one of these gentlemen's hand, and thank them for their service and sacrifice. Before we continue, I'm going to let Staff Sergeant Dean Sanchez talk about what an awesome organization they have here today that helps soldiers as well.
Thank you, sir. Hoorah! You know, in our job to help wounded warriors transition back home, you know, we couldn't do it without hometown America, without people like you, and without your support. And I sure couldn't do it without organizations and some of the nonprofits out here. So I brought 2 representatives from 2 organizations that helps my wounded warriors, who help soldiers come home and do things, get off the couch and do things. So today, to honor Sergeant Martinez's service and sacrifice to our country, we're recognizing Miss Rania Cali with the Redistribution Center. She runs a food bank where any veteran family can go and get a month's supply of food any day of the week. When my wounded warriors and when our soldiers need new tires for their car to get them to their new job, she finds those tires for them. She finds new beds. She finds brand new pillows. The things, I'll let her talk to you about some of the things that she does and how much donations she distributes to our veteran families. But without her, I couldn't do this. Would you tell them about your program, ma'am?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the veterans and the active duty soldiers and Marines and Navy. God bless America. 25 years of doing nonprofit work. It's all volunteer. We've given over 43,000 community service hours to this country, to my community, and to our military throughout this nation. We've given 12,000 pounds of food to needy military families last week alone. My son was a Kiowa pilot. He's still active duty, came back with stage 4 lymphoma. As a parent, I know the pain and the agony that some of the families have to go through. We're here to support them, hopefully get them through the hard times. And with your help, we'll be able to do that and continue to make sure that our families are fed. And we have literally 2,000 military families a month that we're feeding and clothing and giving household items to. So God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, ma'am. And remember, that's called the Redistribution Center. Look it up on the internet. Figure out how to help, because she's out there at Fort Carson every day, making sure families eat. She's helping my Marine wounded warriors, filling up their refrigerators, helping them out with whatever they need. My buddy here, this Marine veteran, Livio, he works for a program called Veterans Expeditions. So me getting them to school, me getting them to the VA is only half the fight. These guys are getting them on the mountains. They're getting them hiking. They're getting them fishing. They're taking them to Alaska. They're doing things, making sure these guys are have a new mission every day. Would you please tell them about your program, sir?
All right, thank you, Dean. Hey, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for supporting these fights tonight that support my brothers, wounded or not. So give it up for the fighters. Like Staff Sergeant said, I'm part of Veterans Expeditions, and our sole purpose is to get veterans outdoors. Whether it's fly fishing in Alaska or climbing Mount Everest, which is going to happen in a couple years, that's what we do. Anything from fishing, rock climbing, ice climbing. We support veterans, wounded or not, veterans of any era. If you're interested, I encourage you to go to vetexpeditions.com. We run trips all the time up and down the Front Range, Pacific Northwest, all the way to the East Coast. So let's get back to drinking beer and watching some fights, right?
Thank you, sir. Semper Fi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, we have a second half of the card. We have an Army Marine title fight with Staff Sergeant Dusky Van Ness fighting Marine Matt Foster. Let's hear it for the Marines. So real quick, I know our MC Butch has done an awesome job, but I want to thank the sponsors that made this night possible. Mr. Kenny that owns Mile High Pipe and Tobacco, he's the title sponsor. He wrote the check that made this event happen. Kenny, thank you very much. Round of applause for Kenny with Mile High Pipe and Tobacco. I also want to thank Mr. Mike Shelley with Moe's Barbecue. They donate the food that is served to the VIP areas at every fight. So a big round of applause for Moe's Barbecue. Also, Kelly with Genesis Mechanical. Thank you so much, sir, for the huge sponsorship and the support of the soldiers and troops. We really, really appreciate it. I'd also like to thank each and every one of you that bought a ticket here tonight. Title Boxing in Fort Collins, Colorado, Matt Lopez and his brother. Thank you for your support. Glory Kickboxing, returning to the Broomfield Event Center Saturday, May 3rd, has sponsored the event because they wanted to show support for the troops. Thank you, Glory. MMA Action Bar, Extreme MMA Bar, 1625 Champa. Casey, thank you so much. Also, one big final thank you I'd like to give is Steve, who owns the Bro Show. It's coming October 17th through the 19th at the Denver Merchandise Mart, where we will be putting on an MMA event that weekend. So grab a 10-minute break, get some drinks, use the restroom, and let's finish out this night with a bang.